Hello, welcome to This is the GSA Way, episode 12, GSA and the NHF. In this podcast, I will explain what a GSA Quickie is and why we're going to be using a shorter format for these podcast videos. And we're going to look at the relationship between GSA and the National Housing Federation. All of that and more on This is the GSA Way, episode 12.
Money's been wasted. Where did it all go? Walls start dripping. Ceiling sway. It's the GSA way. One more to say. One more to say.
First things first, what is a GSA Way Quickie? Well, it's a shorter format video. There will still have times when we need to do a longer video, but it's clear from the stats that I get through YouTube that attention spans tend to drain off towards the end, and I don't blame them. We're a shorter span attention nation. By the very format that we get our entertainment and our news and our sport, it's all just come from sound bites to short videos. So it's clear that we needed a shorter format. So these are going to be about 10 minutes in length. The other bonus of this is it makes it easier for me to film and record and get posted. So there's a quicker turnaround. So that's in our favour. The other option is GreenSquareAccord have a great tendency to go, hey, look at the glory, we're great, hey, here we are, being great, being noble, being fantastic. So they like to post that. And the great thing about blogs and posts, as I found, is I could always go, oh, no, actually, here's the other side of that. Because remember, this platform is built to show the resident's perspective, a genuine response to what it's like to be a GreenSquareAccord resident, rather than all that hype and glory that they promote. So when I had a blog or post, I go, well, actually, you're not, you're this. Here's the other side of that coin. Now, with these longer half-hour videos, I've been doing the same thing, responding when they go, oh, look, here we are. Well, in this video, you can see what you're not. But it's just kind of a small section within a bigger video. So these shorter ones are going to be more concise. This one's about the relationship with the National Housing Federation. So I can use it to readily respond. Here you go. No, here's the truth. Here's the truth about that. Rather than expecting people to seek through that. Remember, this website, this platform, the GreenSquareAccord Resident Support Platform, and everything that's come off of that, including this very podcast that you're watching now, was created in response to Steve Hayes' big thing that he did on his interview. Hey, this is the GSA way. Remember that awful video they put out there? This is the GSA way. This is the way we do things. It's the way we work. It's the way we treat our residents. It's the GSA way. You remember all that? Well, that was like manna from heaven, because I could just go, no, this is the GSA way. And here we are, still doing it. We're now a podcast. So it enables us to being shorter format, gives us a more readily available video to respond, to quickly get out and edit, and it's all done in a as quick as you like. So that is why we're going to do these shorter formats, and they will perhaps be subtitled the GSA Way Quickie or something like that. We're going to be doing them on the housing sector as well. We're going to be doing housing sector shorts, because remember, the housing sector is about building bridges. It's more professional, if you like. It's about seeking solutions. GreenSquareAccord, we kind of given up on. This is the example of how they fail. And this is what not to do. So the housing sector ones, there will be housing sector shorts, which will be, again, more concise, sort of 10 minutes, and then we'll keep the interviews at about 25 minutes. So all of that in this new year. How exciting. Right, now let's move on to the main point of this GSA Way Quickie, the National Housing Federation, GreenSquareAccord, and their relationship with the National Housing Federation. For those of you who don't know, here is an overview of the National Housing Federation.
Overview of the National Housing Federation, NHF. Who are they? The National Housing Federation, NHF, represents over 800 housing associations in England, managing 2.5 million homes for around 6 million people. Established in 1935, the NHF advocates for affordable, sustainable, and high-quality housing. What do they do? Policy advocacy. Works with the government to shape housing policies. Support for members. Provides training, resources, and guidance. Campaigns. Promotes awareness of social housing's importance. Research. Informs strategies with data and insights. Key priorities. Building affordable homes. Supporting tenants' voices. Driving sustainability. Addressing inequality.
Now, upon the National Housing Federation, there sits a board member, Ruth Cook, CEO of GreenSquareAccord. Now, why, we ask, is she sat on the board? What does she bring to this? I mean, what skills and expertise is she bringing to the National Housing Federation that helps influence positive decisions, that helps move the housing association world, the housing sector, into a better position, a more positive place to be? You know, what are all these positives that she brings? I mean, let's have a look at some of her responses. I mean, she's failed the merger that she was kind of brought in to oversee. Howard got pushed out of the way. She was brought in. Yeah, we're going to do this merger. And I suspect the merger was either we merge, bring in someone, or we're going to get taken over. And when she did the merger with Accord, they rushed the due diligence. So they brought on a load of really bad stock, which we're now funding to the tune of almost 1.3 million a week to try and bring all this dilapidated stock, most of which has been inherited through various mergers, bringing it up to scratch so it is inhabitable. And when they can't, they sell it off as dilapidated stock, so they're selling people's homes. So the failed merger was she brought on a load of dodgy stock because she didn't do a proper due diligence. Then they didn't have all their systems aligned, which has been the common response to the housing ombudsman. Oh, it's due to the merger. Oh, it's due to the merger. That's why we can't provide an adequate level of service to our customers. That's why we need special investigations by the housing ombudsman, because we weren't able to do the merger correctly. We didn't get anything aligned. It's been a nightmare. Corporate strategies. I mean, we're on the third one now, and every time this is our 3 year, this is our 5 year. Oh, we're 2 years into a 3 year. It keeps going on, and the third one is currently stalling. They'll hype it up, but there's no tangible outcomes from it. There's just a lot of promise, a lot of hype. The GSA way, give it a lot of hype. No actual tangible outcomes. So there's the failed corporate strategies. Her team, I mean, look, we're losing Maxine, gone. April thinks she goes, she's off. It's almost a revolving door. She's been in quite a short time. Took over for Rachel Crownshaw. Rachel Crownshaw, gone. The housing repair teams, I mean, the latest guy, and good luck to them, I'm not blaming them. You know, this latest guy that's been in repairs for 12 months, he's come in, he's doing his best. He's probably getting to the point where he's going, I need more funding, I need this, I need expertise, I need support. I can't just talk about it and fake figures. I might be out, so how long he'll be here. Andrew Roster was the thing they made a big stake. Yeah, here's Andrew Roster, he's going to do it. 12 months, gone. Finance director, don't make it, gone. You know, she's off. Not been replaced yet. You get the great song, hey, we've got a new so-and-so person, and then, you know, they're gone. You don't find out until they've been left for 3 months, because they slowly backdoor under a myth, if you like, of wonder why they left, wonder what went wrong there. And it's the same from the staff. Many of the staff inside who have communications with me go, well, they were there 1 minute, and then the next minute they weren't, and we never really got to the bottom of it. So Ruth's unable to galvanise a team. Remember, there are people who go into jobs and go, look, I'm going to do it for 18 months. I'm going to shake things up. And this is what I'm brought in to do. Shake things up, shake up policies, get things back on track, and then I'm gone. They're called troubleshooters, and there's a place for them. You know, maybe some of these people have been that. I doubt it. But you want to be growing a team, and if it's a great place to work, then you're not going to be leaving, are you? You're going to stay. If the pay's right, if the culture suits you, if you're able to drive positive responses, if you go home feeling like you've done a good job and you're rewarded, you're going to stay. You're going to love it. It's a place where you're going to grow and thrive. If it's not, you're going to jump ship. And this is what's happening. You know, when do we get to the point where we go, perhaps Ruth Cook's the problem? Perhaps it isn't all these people underneath her who can't stay the task. It's Ruth Cook. Perhaps if we changed her, these guys might stay longer. And if they stay longer, they can grow their teams underneath them. And again, there's far too many barriers between Ruth Cook at the top and the people on the working floor. They don't know who she is. So look, you know, the staffing issue. We've got all the criticism. We've got criticism from the housing ombudsman, special investigations. Back to that failed merger. We've got Wiltshire Council who have gone on record again. They don't have much trust for her. We've got the constant barrage of responses online from people being failed by GreenSquareAccord. The likes of me, the GreenSquareAccord Facebook group that's going, you know, they're constantly on there saying what's going wrong, and there's no response. We've got the financial downgrading because there isn't that financial headroom. If God forbid a hurricane came and blew off all the roofs, GreenSquareAccord wouldn't have the ability to fix any of it. You know, if suddenly Well, I mean balconies and cladding. If suddenly we go, right, well, these aren't up to spec, GreenSquareAccord doesn't have the money to do it. It's why they're so desperately hiding the hole in the roof we've got. They'll blame it on everything else rather than it be this soil stack system. We still don't have an outcome for that one. If it was a soil stack, it's going to be expensive. We can't afford that. Instead, we're going to get you to pay for a drone to have a look for a hole in the roof. Maybe there is a hole in the roof. But again, it's just an inability to do these things. So the frustration's getting to me. Look, local press. She's constantly been GreenSquareAccord are in the local press. For those local press that Steve Hayes doesn't manage to bully to silence due to strategic lawsuits against public participation, he threatens them with lawsuits. But those that go, no, this is a resident thing, this is a thing, we're going to publish it. There have been some MPs and some councillors. In fact, let's have a look at some of them here. She's done great work. Michelle, done some brilliant work. Alice Dobbs, not so good. But there are some great MPs out there and some great councillors doing some great work to drive the change through. Many just, I wrote a letter to them. Oh, yeah, I wrote a letter to them. Well, good luck. That'll have them jump into attention and fixing things, won't it? So she's unable to grow her team, unable, all these things, all these negatives, and yet she's on the board of the National Housing Federation. Why? Let's look at another one. Let's look at Steve Hayes. To great fanfare, it was published on their LinkedIn and I suspect other channels that on the 21st of January at 12:15, Steve Hayes will be speaking at the National Housing Federation Board. He is speaking supporting organisations' reputations, optations and challenges. Good luck to you, NHF. So, why? We have to ask why. What has Steve Hayes done? So part of the thing that he's talking about here is how is he's going to help reputations. So, there are challenges and you need to manage a reputation. Well, how has he managed the reputation of GreenSquareAccord? He was part of the failed legal action. I mean, that was part of being driven by him. He was certainly one of the people on the phone when they were all having their conversations. Failed to engage with tenants beyond the show pony of the customer panel, where are the outcomes from that? When are we seeing any of that? We're not, because it's just, we've got our customer panel, and they're not doing it. It's a tick box exercise just to look good on their website. He had to great lengths to remove me from platforms. Well, that sort of goes against the engagement routine, doesn't it? So his actions have been debated in the House of Commons. How is having the name of your housing association debated in the House of Commons because of these behaviours a way to manage and raise the reputation of GreenSquareAccord? The awards he brought in, we're going to chase awards. Well, that quickly had to stop when I started going, well, actually, let's look at the price. Let's look at the price of the table. Let's look how much it's costing residents to send. I think the one we did, I'll try and send a link to it. The one I focused on, a Rachel Crownshaw that was going to an event about her shipping containers, something else that we've almost forgotten about now. Hey, we've got shipping containers. Lockable containers that Jewson's can deliver to, despite the fact that you were surrounded by Jewson stores, and how much effort would it be to go and actually pick up the part you needed. Anyway, it was lauded as this great revolution, and then they were we're nominating this as an innovation, and we're going to these awards, and we've been nominated for this. It all just at the cost of residents. So, the only one he's been to recently was for his corporate strategy, where he put in words into a nice Adobe document and then made it a nice PowerPoint and put it online. Well, words don't equate to actions. So where's the tangible outcomes? It's okay very well to say, here's all the great stuff we're doing. Brilliant, that has its place, but after a period of time we need to see tangible outcomes, otherwise it's just words that will be replaced like the other two corporate strategies. So, you may as well say, we're going to make sure that every child of Narnia has access to, a free school lunch. That's what we're going to do. And it doesn't mean anything, it's just meaningless words unless there's a tangible outcome. So the only award he's been to is for the one that he nominated himself and his colleague, and they went off at our cost, and we paid their travel expenses, probably accommodation, and paid for this table. So well done. That's the only one he's done. But now he is speaking at this event. He's talking about collaboration. He's talking about effective communications. He's talking about operational, how he can help drive the operational challenges. He can bring about change within through internal and external communication. Steve Hayes, what have you done? What operational challenges have you overcome? What's the thing? What's the tent peg that we can hang? Give us something that we can pin your success to. Because at the moment, from where we're sitting as residents, it just seems like a waste of money. So, why is Steve Hayes qualified to talk at this event on Tuesday, 21st January at 12:15? And Steve Hayes, don't go getting the police involved. I'm not coming to this event. I'm not stalking you at it. I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to waste any more money. I'm already funding your trip there. I won't be there. There's no need to make up remember people who are new here. He reported me to the police to say I was sending emails, he felt harassed and threatened and I could be violent and dangerous. That led to me being arrested and put in a prison cell at 1 o'clock on a Monday morning. Arrested from my home. Dragged like it was South Africa under apartheid. Dragged from my home for saying, Steve Hayes, you're not very good at your job. Steve Hayes, can you stop giving it this and start giving tangible actions? So he felt threatened and said that I was going to event. I wasn't going to events. I've never been to an event where he is. The only email he was able to provide the police was me going, do you fancy meeting up for a coffee on a Thursday afternoon? Because we can talk. Yeah. Anyway, enough about that. But why? And the answer we're all waiting for. Why? So I suspect the reason Steve Hayes has been giving this platform to speak is because that's what he really likes to do. Remember, he's a comms hero. He's communications. He wants to be up there speaking. He wants to be the public face. He's desperate for some sort of attention. So he'll be there on the platform talking as an expert in the field. That's his reward, and I suspect it's his reward for making up the harassment charge against me with the police. I suspect it's part of his, I'm going to go, it's not fair, I need something, so it could be his swan song before he leaves GreenSquareAccord, who knows. But I should imagine it was gifted to him by Ruth Cook, who sits on the board of directors at the National Housing Federation. And why does Ruth Cook sit on the board of the National Housing Federation? Why? Because GreenSquareAccord pays £75,000 a year to the National Housing Federation. We, us residents, many of whom are going without repairs, many of whom are going with delayed repairs, many of whom are living in unsafe homes, many of whom's children are breathing in damp and mould, many of whom don't have proper fire doors, many of us who don't have fire alarms that work. Whilst we are suffering and whilst GreenSquareAccord is unable to make all the homes in their stock warm, safe, dry and affordable, remember, service charges are going up, constantly being re-evaluated. We've re-estimated this cost, it's now going to cost you that. Whilst residents go through this, GreenSquareAccord pays £75,000 a year to the National Housing Federation. Let that one sit with you for a while. Okay, no point to dwell because I want to keep them short and I'm going to have to edit out some of my rantings already. This has been the GreenSquareAccord resident support site. This is the GSA podcast, episode 12, GSA and the NHF. Thank you very much indeed.
Never get this. One more